Good afternoon and welcome to Grain TV. It's June 27th, 2013. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Cody Bills. Cody, let's jump into firetip, see how the grains traded here one day before the big USDA planted acreage and quarterly grain stocks report. As you can see, old crop corn closing the day up 2 3/4. New crop off 5 1/2 cents. We had old crop soybeans once again the leader to the upside, up 14 1/4. New crop off 3/4 cents. Wheat in Chicago was down 3 1/2 cents. Kansas City wheat down 7 3/4. Cody, what's your take on the action that we saw here today?
Well, you know, we did have export sales come out this morning, but quite frankly, I'm not sure that that drove the market very significantly.
Yeah.
Overshadowing the market, I think, was the huge stocks and the planted acreage report that we're going to see tomorrow. I think people were kind of jockeying around for position, but one of the interesting themes about today's trade, you could clearly see the old crop contracts gaining some ground, while the new crop contracts were starting to lose some ground. I think tomorrow it's a big theme out there that we have an old crop report and we have a new crop report. And we could see, you know, on the old crop side, we have stocks, and people will be focusing on soybeans in particular. We have incredibly tight stocks there. And on the new crop side of things, we have the planted acreage, and things obviously have been just set up for some serious fireworks here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look here at what the market's expecting out of tomorrow's report, just in terms of planted acreage. You know, Cody, as you said, with kind of the pace of planting that we've seen throughout the spring here, as you said, it's really set up a situation here where people are really focused on this corn number in particular. Take a look here at the table. The middle column here is what the USDA projected in their June WASDE report, and the right column here is on average what analysts are expected to be reported tomorrow from the USDA. As you can see here, on average, people are looking for 2 million acres taken off the corn number. If we get into that a little bit more in detail, we have some major players out there in the private analytical circles looking for a corn acreage number below 94.5 million acres. I think that would certainly support new crop futures. I think possibly, even if we see a number below 95 million, that could support new crop futures, just because in general, a lot of people aren't comfortable with the notion that the USDA is going to make that big of reduction out of tomorrow's numbers. Looking here at soybeans, you can see that a much smaller revision is expected. On average, analysts are looking for just 800,000 acres added to the USDA's projection for soybean plantings here. And that number has really been helped out by a much lower corn number. I know certainly in the last couple of days, talking to a lot of producers out there from Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois, there are a lot of acres out there that were switched from corn into soybeans. We know that's the case. Now the big question is, to what magnitude did that occur? Tomorrow we'll get some answers from the USDA, or at least some projections, I guess, to go on.
Absolutely. Let's just switch over here to the stocks report, because this is also going to be a very key driver in tomorrow's price activity. As you saw, you know, old crop or July soybean contract was up 14 cents here today. And I think a lot of people are focusing on soybeans, because if you take a look at here at the expectations for the stocks relative to last year, I mean, we're coming in a couple hundred million bushels below where we were at last year.
Right.
In the June 1st WASDE, or the June WASDE report, we saw a expected stocks to use ratio of somewhere around 4%. So if we have any more use than was anticipated here, I think we could see some serious move to the upside in that July contract for soybeans. And in particular, I mean, then we move into a situation, I think Tuesday, where where the limit move is no longer applicable.
Right.
I really do think that soybeans is going to be a big player here in tomorrow's report.
Absolutely. Well, that's kind of what people are expecting here out of the numbers. Certainly at this point, all we can do is wait to see what the USDA projects tomorrow. As we said, that report's going to be dropping at 11 a.m. Central Time. We'll keep you posted about all the numbers tomorrow on Twitter or live. You can find us over on Twitter at GrainTV. If you guys want live quotes for the report at your home or office, visit us over at GrainHedge.com. You can take a no-obligation trial of the platform that we use here on GrainTV and get some of those real-time quotes for the big report tomorrow. In general, though, that's kind of what we saw here for a Thursday in the grain market. Thanks a lot for joining us on GrainTV. We'll see you tomorrow for the big USDA report.